Hello and welcome to Jobskillshare.org, where we simply tech for you. Today, we will walk through the detailed steps on how to create local users and groups in Windows 11. Whether you are managing, a home PC or setting up a work environment, this will help you to effectively manage the user account. And the purpose of this video series is to give you the understanding and the concept behind what the Windows 11 does and what are the key difference of Windows 11 from Windows 10 and how you can easily manage, and how you can use the Windows 11 in your daily work, in your daily operations, and how it helps you to more add the dynamic ways and you can add more smartness to your work once you have the Windows 11 operating system. So as you have seen in the previous video that we have configured and initialized the Windows 11 Azure VM, and now we will move forward from that point to create the local users and group. And this is the very basic thing, and we are trying to keep the things from basic to advanced to intermediate, then to the advanced level, to summarize the whole understanding and steps to give you the 0 to 100% knowledge regarding the product. So let's move to the Azure VM, our Windows 11 VM. Now you can see the Windows 11 environment on your screen, and we have to explore a lot of options related to GUI and the start menu, and how the things are changed, and you can feel the changes with the graphics, with the new folder icons, and all the stuff has been changed a lot. But in this video we actually talking about the creating user and local user accounts and groups. So let's open, and we can begin by opening the control panel, and you can do this by pressing the Windows key like that. And here you can simply just type the control panel as you do in the Windows 10 environment. So you can type here, and then you can type control panel, and here it appears in the search result. So you can click to open the control panel. Right. Once you're in the control panel, you want to switch to the large icon. Just click to the category and select the large icon or small icon, whatever you like and whatever feels good for you. You can set it as per your requirement, and you can restore back to the small icons as well. And this gives you easier access to individual settings. If you select the category small icon, then you can navigate to the user account, and you will see options to manage different aspects of user account. So let's click here to view all these aspects of creating the user account. Once you open the user account and that appears on the screen, then you can click to manage another account option, which is here, and this will display all the accounts currently on your system. And this works like that because if you want to see the list of all your user account on your Windows 11 machine, on your Windows 11 environment, so this is one of the way to find out the list of all the current user in your Windows 11 machine. So let's click to see the whole list, and you have just JSS admin account here, JSSD admin account currently available on this Windows 11 machine, and this shows that this is the actual account. So that's how you will get the detail of the other account as well. But in this case we have just single account that is available in Windows 11. That's why you're not seeing any other account here. So let's click to the user account back, and here you have few more options like account control settings, and on the left you can manage your credentials, you can create password reset days, manage your file encryption, configure advanced user profile properties, change my environment variable. So you have few more options on the left. But to create the new account from user account, so you have to go to the manage account, and to add a new user, select option, that is add a new user in the PC setting, and this will take you to the Windows setting for user management. So let's click to this link, and it is gonna navigate you here like that. So after watching this screen, you can realize, and you were wondering, that you can come here, you can get access to these options from the system as well. Yes, right. You can open the system settings and click to the accounts, and then it will navigate you here as well. So this is one of the way, and that is another way. So you can try both as per your ease and convenience. Now here you have to just do what? You have to click to the add account, and it's gonna open this window like that, where you can see the users on the left and groups. So you have both options available. You can create the user if you want, and you can go for the groups as well if you want to create the group. So here you'll have the option to sign in with the Microsoft account as well. Now here, as you have clicked to the add account, and once you have this screen, you can do plenty of other things as well, like you can change the user membership of the groups. You can also manage the group memberships as well. So here on the user, you can just right click on the user and select the new user, and here you can provide the basic details of the user and password, and once you fill in, you can click next or click create, and it will add the user. So right now here, if you create the user, if you want to create, just right click to the user and select the new user, and here you can type test user, and for the username, you can full name, you can type the whole name, test-user. Description could be anything. Then the password, like that. And you can go with this option as well. This will do what? You can share, what happens that when in this Windows environment, when you create the account, or even in the local Active Directory, or on the Microsoft Entra ID, things work like that. When you create the account on the first time as a system administrator, sysadmin, or the desktop support or help desk support, so you does what? That you create the account and go with the basic password, and then you set up the policy, you set up the options, that when this new user try to log in to their account on their Windows 11 machine or Windows 10 machine, so what's gonna happen, that while the login, user will be asked to change the password at the next logon. So this will does what? It will keep maintaining the security aspects of your account by doing what? By asking you to change the password once you are logged in with this account. And a whole lot of this thing that I was discussing and talking about will be happen and would happen by clicking here while creating the account, that user must change password at next logon. So if you remove the check, user will use the same password, and if you select and go with this option, password never expires, so there will be no expiry to the password, but it needs to be compliant with the policies, account policies, password policies you make for your users and devices. Or if you select this one, user cannot change the password, so the user will keep using the same password that you set for this user account. So currently we are going to go with the basic policy thing, that is the user must change the password at the next logon. And let's create the account, and the account is just created in a second. It take not too much time. And after creating the user, you can manage their permissions. You can click on the newly created account, and you can change the account type. So you can manage it from here as well, but we rather change it from the control panel to give you the more visibility and the more control that you'll have on your user account. Now we're back to the control panel, and here if you click to manage another account that I showed you to see the list of the user account, the local user account of your machine, then you have the test user account, test user. This is the full name. And here you have these bunch of options, couple of options on the left. Account name, change the password, change the account type. So to provide the privileges and the rights to this newly created account and to manage their permission, you have to click to change account type. And once you click to it, you will have the screen, and here you have two standard option. By default, I would say the default option for managing the permission. One is the standard that says what standard account can use most software and change system settings that don't affect other users or the security of this PC. And if you go for the administrator that have the complete control over the PC, they can change any settings and access all of the files and programs stored on the PC. And if you further explore it, so you can assign this account either the standard or the administrator. And a standard user has, the limited access as it is mentioned, while an administrator has full control over the system. So you can choose the one that fits your need and click OK. So let's say we're going to make it the administrator, and then we can click to change account type. And if you come back, you can see that this account is now became what? The administrator. And here you can verify that. So this is how you are managing, what the account permissions. Now let's talk about the groups, because how to create the groups and how to manage the group permission is a part of this topic that we are covering right now. So to move on to creating the user groups, which is especially useful if you are managing multiple user, and for this you need to do what? The same thing. Let's close the control panel and all the options, because we're going to guide you from the scratch that if you are intended and you wanted to just create the groups and you didn't create the user account yet, so how you can get the access and the options to create the user group. So let's click to the Windows key and the X key and select the computer management from the menu. So here we don't have direct access to this machine because we are on the VM. So for that purpose, we are going to use the on-screen keyboard, and this will help you and also shows you that what keys we are using to get access to the specific feature of Windows 11. So let's click to the Windows and the X key, and here you can see that it opens what? It opens all the options that you get once you right click on the start, like that. So when you right click here, or if you want to see, you can do, if you want to just use a shortcut key to get access to this menu, you can right click on the start, or you can press what? The Windows plus X. Here, click to the computer management. Right, so here on the computer management, this screen takes you to these options. Now expand the local users and group, and here you can either click to the user or the groups. It's up to you. It is as per your requirement. Once inside the computer management, you can get these options easily, and this is where you can create new groups and manage them. Now to create a new group, you can select the groups from here and right click on the group and select the new group, and here you will have this window on the screen where you will give the username, group and description, and then you are done. So it will take not much time. So let me type gss-user. This is going to be the user group of our user group name of our list of users. Then you will add the description according to the requirement, whatever you can set here, but the group name is mandatory, so you have to provide the group name while creating the group. Now, after typing the name, and when you're creating the group, so you should add the group users in the group as well. Now here you can type any user. So if I type, let's say, T user that we just created. So here I'm going to type T user and then click to the check names, and here it found and it detected the username from the machine. That's why we just type the few letters, and rest of the work will be done by the Windows environment. And then once we find out that this is the authentic user account we have, and we are going to add it to the group. So for adding this, you have to simply click to add, and by confirming and clicking OK, this will be added. And this gives them the specific permission associated with that group. So this needs to be understood by the user, that if you make the group the administrator of the machine, so what's going to happen? All the users that are the part of this group will have the same rights and permission to act accordingly. So you do what in your corporate environment, in your real world IT environment, you create groups, you assign permissions to the group, and then you will add the user to these groups. And what happens that after adding the user to the specific group that have the rights, all the admin rights, so in this way all the users in the group will have the same rights. And this is the easiest way to provide certain rights to your certain users. So this is the basic purpose of creating the groups, because you can manage your few users separately with with the VIP level. You can manage them. You can provide different permission and passes, so different rights and privileges. So how you can do that, how you can achieve that, you create the group separately, and you select few of the users that are the part of the admin, or they should have some rights regarding manage things and regarding just view logs and settings and events and all that stuff. So you keep all these guys, and you take these guys and keep in this admin group, and rest of the user will be separated, and these bunch of users will have the same rights that you assign to the group. So this is how you can manage, and how you can achieve that, how you can provide permissions and access to the group. So as you can see that we have clicked to the users and we see the list of users. But as soon as we click to the groups, you can see that you have most of the groups that are by default and or pre-created with the Windows installation. And one of the group that is highlighting a lot and that is more meaningful is the administrator. So what it does, that whenever you assign admin privileges, and when you want to assign and provide certain rights to specific user, you do what? You add that user to the specific group. So let's say that we have discussed that if you have created a JSS user at the admin group, and you want to assign the admin privileges to the specific user, you take that user from any group, delete from there, and then add that user in this group, and the user will automatically get the assigned rights. Why? Because it is the part of the admin group. So how you can assign membership from the administrator group? You can click to the administrator properties, and JSS admin is already the part of this group. Then you can do what? You can type T user, check names, and here it is detected the username with the FQDN with the directory. Then click apply, and this user have what the administrator account access, and which you can verify from the control panel as well. So let's open the control panel. So whenever you're doing things from the GUI and from CLI, the same thing happens, that when you provide the privilege access, the admin access to the specific user, it adds that user to the administrator group. And that's what happened behind the screen. Now let's click to the manager account, and here you can see test-user, and it is what the administrator. So thanks for the watching with this video.